Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you the category theory? Oh, I'm just joking. No one needs the category theory now. Maybe some know, maybe no, some not. But today I will tell you about the monads in JavaScript world. I will tell you how they can improve your code and each day coding and daily work. There is some curse on monads. They say that if you understand monads, you lose the ability to explain them to others. So I've wished that my presentation will help those of you who already know monads to explain them to others. And if you don't know, I wish you will know them now. I mentioned category theory because yeah, it's theory. Theory behind anything sometimes is useful. But they say that you can't understand monads without category theory. But I think that these are academic guys who say that, and they just didn't use monads in real life programming. Actually, I have no idea about category theory, and yet I use monads with no trouble. And probably most of you have used monads in daily work in your programming, but you even didn't know about it. But I will return to it later. Yeah, these are monad laws, and they describe what is monad. I chosen the Haskell monad laws because Haskell is one of the most common and pure functional languages nowadays. Yeah, nothing changed. Okay, maybe some of you understand those laws. Actually, I know a bit Haskell, so I know what they say, but it's not crucial. And if it's so complicated, why should we ever care about it? I'd say that there are many benefits of using monads in your daily work, like simplicity of code. You can write same things that in imperative style will take about 50 lines in half that, and it will be much easier to read, in my opinion. It gives the code the declarative feel. Okay. I will tell you not what monads are and how they are defined, but how we can use them, how we use them. So it's a kind of practical theory, maybe even we can drop theory. You use probably arrays, JavaScript arrays in your daily work. Maybe some of you know Eric's.js streams or Bacon.js streams, like the ones on the presentation before. Some of you used maybe chained methods with Lodash on arrays or objects. All those things give you a specific flavor, and monads have this flavor. And speaking of flavor, I think maybe you also that food is one of the most important things in life. Monads to food, yeah? So now, let's go to kitchen. I will show you the what can the monad be. Yeah, it's a monad. A container. Monad is actually a container for some value. In our case, vegetable can be a value. Chopped potato can be value. Tomato can be value. Pepper can be value. And what can we do with those values? Yeah, we can apply some operations to them. Ooh, quite a big knife. And that's important in when we would need monads. This container also can give us some special abilities, special functionalities to value. Example, if you have a lot of chopped tomatoes. Okay, I need someone to hold this microphone. And you take these chopped tomatoes and you split it on the floor because some of them will just fall from your hands. And if you have a monad bowl, you can move them around without losing any part. It's different monads have different functionalities. I think that the bowl has quite useful one. So let's go to a kitchen. When you prepare your favorite meals, You just have to put all your ingredients on the table. You chop your tomato, you slice your onion, put it all into bowls. So you have all those bowls with prepared ingredients, and to get those ingredients prepared, you do these operations, yeah, like taking a value, a vegetable, slicing it, and returning a bowl of vegetable. So returning a monad encapsulating some value. Oh, that's how it works. A value of type pepper, and you get the monad containing sliced pepper. The simplest of such operations would be just putting a pepper to a bowl, so it can be used easily. You see, there is a unit, the one of two things that are defined by monad laws that we should have. Unit is a constructor or factory creating a monad. So you feed it with a value, and you get monad containing this value. Rather simple, no magic. Like you put an element to an array, yeah? And there is another another operation that makes monads. It binds a past operation, yeah, slicing and putting it into the bowl, to a value from another monad. Not much magic. Actually, it's whole definition. We have to have some unit function and bind function. Nothing more. If we want to speak about monads in JavaScript world, we have to choose some implementation. And actually, I found only one. It's monet.js library. It implements several monads, like identity, maybe, either, etc., etc. Doesn't matter now, but it's useful and it has lots of those monads. So this is monet painting that is used by monet.js to as a logo. I don't know. Here are some implementations of unit, constructors or factories that create monads. And this bind function is most commonly named flat map in the universe. Actually, streams have flat map, and many other things also have flat map, even if they are not monads. So maybe let's see it in practice. First of all, I will take the identity monad from monet.js. It's really similar to the bowl. Actually, it only holds a value inside, and you can use monad API to bind operations to that value that you have inside. So identity from monet.js and bind represented by flat map. So it's code that is written in classic imperative way. I sometimes have feeling about code, and I can express feelings about this code with a picture. Yeah? Deep Soviet Russia, blocks of flats, sad picture for me. And this is the same code. Oh, it can be even simplified, but it does exactly the same with use of monad. Oh, you don't see it, but the get a bowl of pepper and get a bowl of tomato are functions that return bowl or identity. Simple, compact, and I think it's yet still readable. Wow, awesome. I could even write here less is more. Oh, but if it's pushed to the limits, it can lose the readability. So even if you are using nice tools and like the declarative approach, you can always make it ugly. But how I achieved this simplification from this big part of imperative code to compact and beautiful monadic one, functional. So let's start from the beginning. I have to make some assumptions. I will use here TypeScript type system just to make it easier to get. We have, let's say that the bowl, it's an object that is representing the identity monad, and we'll have only one method get, which will return the value from inside. So it's like taking a vegetable from a bowl. This function that we saw before, get bowl of something, returns the monad, the bowl of something, and we have this operation. It's one of those operations mentioned in the beginning, that it takes a vegetable and return a bowl of chopped vegetable or sliced. And the other one that takes vegetables taken out from bowl and returns bowl of mixed vegetables. So, first of all, these 3 lines tell me that I take a bowl of pepper, I get the pepper out of the bowl, I slice the pepper, and the other ones do the same with tomato. And then, when I have those bowls of sliced pepper and bowl of sliced tomato, I get them out and finally mix them. So now let's try to do this with identity from monads.js. I will extend the bowl with this flat map. It's actually there in monads.js, and it takes it's a method of monad that is concrete, and it takes the operation and binds it to the value inside the monad. Oh, you can play around with this implementation if you want. I just made it on TypeScript playground for you if anyone wants now. If not, I'm going further. So this first part of code, getting pepper and bowl of pepper and then bowl of sliced pepper, and it is how it looks in with monads. You just take a bowl of pepper and bind a slice operation to that bowl. 3 lines to 1, like another part. The same with tomato. So again, I used colors just to give the readability steroids for this presentation. So blue one will be everything that touches pepper, green one everything that touches tomato. They don't match actually the colors of vegetables, but doesn't matter. So we also slice the tomato from a bowl. So now let's get the pepper out of the bowl, sliced tomato out of the bowl, and mix those together. Okay, so we have their bowl of sliced pepper, and here these 2 lines give us bowl of sliced tomato, and we apply the mixing operation to a sliced tomato got from sliced from here, and put the sliced pepper to the mixing operation also, but we can even shorten that a bit. Yeah. And we unpack a bowl of sliced tomato, then we unpack bowl of sliced pepper and mix them, and we get a bowl of everything. For me, it's awesome and beautiful. Of course, it's just implementation of a non-existing problem, but I use monads in daily work, and you know, this identity one is not used much, but it's the best to explain how the chaining operations on a monad can work. Just compare it with that imperative one. My eyes bleed. No, never. And now I'll show you the monad that is maybe more useful in daily life. This one is a maybe, so it says that it's less like a bowl because it can be, there can be a value or can be empty. It can be some tomato or non-tomato. It can be some salt or no salt. So maybe most of you have met this error. You cannot do something with null. There is something is not a method of null or undefined. It's annoying. In Java world, null pointer exception, where I think that's a good place to represent that you maybe have something or not have something. Is when you already have prepared this bowl of mixed tomato and pepper, and you get to your locker and, oh shit, there's no salt. So just before you said that maybe I have salt, some salt or non-salt. And another piece of imperative code, it's also stateful, so there are many more problems than just ugliness, which can be opinionated ugliness. Look, this coriander, it is colander if someone does not know. And the salt. We have to check if salt is already there, because this get spice can return null of some. If coriander is there, we can crush it, but if it's not, we can do nothing. It becomes ugly and complicated. Have you heard the joke about stateful programming? Anybody? Maybe I need someone to answer the questions in the joke. Is there someone? No? So maybe... Come on. How to put an elephant to refrigerator?
Beginning from head.
It's just a question. Beginning from head. Okay. No, it's simple. You can just open the refrigerator and put elephant to refrigerator. Easy, isn't it? So, how to put a donkey to refrigerator?
I don't know.
What? Yeah, you already know the joke, but most people would say, open the refrigerator, put the donkey. But it's a problem with the stateful code that one didn't remember that actually there is an elephant in the refrigerator, so donkey won't fit. So if you have variables with assigned values, you can easily make some error and apply not that value that you want to the variable. So such a code can be error prone. No, I don't like it. And fast, let's get through this. This is the implementation of the same code using this maybe monad. So no if, no null checking, and actually it works. The great additional functionality that gives us the maybe monad is that, look, there is a second line with flat map, and it won't even start to work if we don't have salt. It will just go to the end and take, okay, so just take Vegeta. I know it's ugly, but we have nothing more. We have to decide. And I will just show you how to shrink the ugly code. We'll start from beginning. We have three functions. The get spice function, which will return you maybe a spice. You just take to a locker, and there may be salt, maybe coriander, maybe not. Next, there will be an operation, a crush. So we can crush our coriander. And another operation, it's a filter operation. If we have coarse salt, you know, this tough, rough portions of salt, you will not want to use it in your salad. You will only like to use this silky salt. So there is this operation that will check. It's a predicate. It will check if salt is salty enough. So we'll take the maybe implementation from monads.js. Okay, this is how the maybe looks like in monads.js. First, it's flat map. We already saw it in identity in our bowl. It's common for It's common for all monads. Now, the filter and map. As I said, monads have some similarities to arrays, to streams that you saw in previous presentation. Map and filter look exactly the same. When you map a monad, you just apply an operation that takes a value and returns a value. Monad wraps it back in a monad for you, and filter is actually only available on maybe because it filters. If you have some salt and you don't meet the predicate, then you get none. So, like streams or like an array that becomes empty, and or just will try to take the value out from the monad, and if there is no value, it will return another past value, the default value. Okay, so step by step, let's get salt and filter it, so we can get some salt or if we didn't have salt or salt was too rough, coarse, we get none. Then get coriander and crush it. If we had this is once again the first fail. So if we take coriander, and the map will be only applied to the coriander if we actually have it. No null checking, just straightforward. And now we take our silky salt and crushed coriander and take them out of monads and mix them and get maybe mix of salad, because actually we could have non-silky salt and non-crushed coriander. All the other operations will not be done if one of the first returned none. And the last one, we take our maybe spice mix, and if it's not there, just return Vegeta. Now we can move some lines. First, this get spice, move down from up there, so we can drop the one used variable, and another get spice coriander, move down. So now it's quite simple and okay. So it shrinked a bit, and we can be sure that if there was non-salt and non-coriander, we will have to take Vegeta, or if there were both and salt was silky enough, we will have our mix. And we didn't need to do any null checks or undefined, and there is no risk of errors. So when you spread it a little, it can be even more readable. Nice, done. So, looks like that's all, but wait, what about null? There was this null that could be checked, and I will show you just quickly how monads.js, how you can use monads.js to handle null somewhere when where you have to use the value coming from outer space, from another library. So, the null. Well, you saw this get spice function, which returns maybe. First inside we'll take the spice from locker, and it can be null or can be value. So if it's a null check here, ugly, but we can just move it somewhere out of our space. If it's if it's not null, so we have some value, we'll return some spice, some salt, some coriander. If it was null, we can return none. Both none and some are implementations of maybe monad, and we don't need to know which one we have in hand, because all this flat mapping, filtering, and mapping just will work right. But it's still a bit ugly inside, and there's another one tool that is provided by monads.js. It will just create a maybe from null. We don't need to know if the past value is null or undefined or it's concrete. And now it looks like this. Simple, no null checks. Again, yeah, it's great tool. It does its work. And the same is with monads.js. If you want more about monads and more practical examples, you can just go to techevo.com where I wrote some articles about monads. Also, this presentation slides also will be available there. This is a link to article with intro to monads with more practical approach. And once again, the beautiful part, getting mixed, getting mixed vegetables, getting spice mix, and now if we have both those, we can in the same flavor mix them together and have our salads ready. And you can now eat it. And before I end, I will only show you that there is a quite short for now list of monads in monads.js. And there is one new monad that will be added probably, but it's promise. You probably all used promise in JavaScript, and the promise is set to meet the monad laws actually, where then is does the job of flat map and map at once. So it's just to tell you that you probably used monads before and didn't even know about it. And finally, that's all. Thank you very much. Do you have any questions?
It's cool, it's nice, but what about debugging? Because when you have monad within a monad, I think it's a hell to debug it.
What? You have monad in a monad, it's a bug?
It's a hell to debug.
I didn't meet this problem because actually the stack trace from monads.js is not so bad. It's even much better than the one from React. You can chase down the problem.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, actually I didn't have any problem with debugging monads. It's just like debugging arrays or something. You can have array inside an array. Maybe you met some practical problem and maybe you can say more about it. No? Any more questions?
Okay, thank you, Jakub,